Hi there, welcome to my channel. I have another phone accessory for everyone to see today, and this one is for any smartphone up to 6.5 inches big. This is the Syncwire waterproof phone pouch. I was so impressed by my other Syncwire item that I showcased on my channel last week that I decided to look around on their Amazon page to see what else they had, and these caught my eye. So Sugarberry Smash and I used to spend a lot of time outdoors when we were a bit more fit, but pretty much anything with water, such as oceans, lakes, waterfalls, we'd always be attracted to visiting places with water, and this smartphone accessory, which comes in a 2-pack, is perfect for motivating us once again to spend some time outdoors. As mentioned, this is by a brand on Amazon called Syncwire, and currently this is priced at $11.99 with an additional 5% off coupon as of the upload date of this video. The packaging is great, really informative, and if y'all didn't read anything on the box, this is IPX8 waterproof, so ideally this can withstand a depth of about 30 meters or around 100 feet. A really simple latch system to seal it in, and you can actually still use the touchscreen on your phone while it's inside this case. We'll definitely try all of that out in a little bit, as well as take a little dip in my pool in the backyard. So as we take a look at the pouch, it can hold phones as big as an iPhone 12 Pro Max and pretty much anything smaller than that, all the way down to the iPhone SE. The listing on Amazon says it's up to 7 inches, but the instructions in back of the box says 6.6 inches, so it'd be a safer bet for that 6.5 inch max size. The outer edge of the pouch feels like that vinyl waterproof material. It's thick and feels pretty durable. Definitely one of those things where only time will tell how long it holds, but so far it has a really good feel in the hands. The center is made out of a TPU material and it's supposedly really responsive, and we'll definitely try that out as soon as we get a phone in there. The latch is really impressive. It's big. It looks bigger than the other latches from other pouches online that I've seen, and definitely more secure looking than the ones that look like Ziploc bags where you have to press to seal. I appreciate that it also has 2 latches, one on the left and one on the right. You can either take it off that way, or there's actually an easier way if you just kind of pick it at the sides and it'll just unlatch that way. So as I learned how to use this, you actually have to open both up and it doesn't come apart. It's all one unit. So you just kind of open that up and stick your phone in there. So I should probably read the instructions, which are labeled right inside of this bag, so I can actually learn how to actually open this properly and close it. So let me flip this over and take a look at these instructions. I think all of these are just other languages. So English is on the back side of this. How to use: open the safety buckle inward, put your phone into the waterproof case. Devices larger than 6.6 inches are not supported. Squeeze the air out of the bag, close the safety buckle of the waterproof case, and then that's how you use it. So the safety latches are already open because I was messing with it earlier, but it's really easy to get those buckles or latches back in. There's a little notch where they just slip right into, and as soon as it's inserted into those little squares right there, you just close it, and that's how you lock it in place. So let me do this the right way. You can actually just put your finger onto the side right there, open it up, pull it apart, and then that's how you put your phone in there. So this can support phone cases, but nothing as thick as an OtterBox. So you gotta take the case off if it's really thick. I'm using a Moto E5 Plus, which has a 6-inch display, but the phone itself, along with this transparent case on it, is about 6.5 inches tall. So it should be a perfect fit. Ideally, I wanted to use my iPhone, but I'm using it to record this video. Plus the Moto E5 Plus isn't waterproof, so it's a better phone to test that pull drop with. So I have the phone in there. It is a perfect fit. Let me get the latches in, and before I seal it up, they say to press down all the edges to make sure there's no air in there, and then you put the latches back on, and there it is. It should be waterproof and sealed. So before we throw this in the pool, let's see how responsive the touchscreen is now that it's in the case. Unfortunately, the fingerprint reader on your phone won't work while it's in the case, but a lot of people have Face ID, and good old pin entry or shape entry, just like how this phone has, is the way to go, but it is pretty responsive. So as I touch the camera, you can see that the camera works. It's working on the back end. Let me flip it over to myself so you can see me right now, and there I am. It's pretty responsive. Touched it pretty easily. It kind of feels like one of those old school capacitive touch screens where you kind of have to press it just a little bit harder, but it is functional and it works. Hi there, welcome to my channel. It's been a little while, but first off, sorry to those who watch my usual Fortnite streams with my good bud Gino Malenko here, but we've just had... That was a little sound test, and surprisingly, it's still audible. You can still hear it. A little muffled, but should be expected. It's inside a waterproof case, but everything is responsive. Everything works well, and the only downside is when you try to use your phone underwater, your touchscreen's not going to work as well. So if you want to take a picture or securely take a picture, make sure it is actually taking pictures pictures or videos, you're going to want to use the volume button to take videos or pictures while using this underwater. But here is the lanyard, another huge selling point for this item, and it's supposedly very durable in comparison to the other ones. Even though that's a plastic hook that can take some force, and you're going to see me test it out in the water. I'm just going to yank it a few times on my table, but I will yank it much harder in the next segment where I dip this phone into a swimming pool. So here I am outside. Recording. Let's just see if this thing floats real quick. There's a bunch of dead bugs right there. So this thing, does it float?
I don't think it floats.
Doesn't float. So this thing doesn't float. So make sure you have this lanyard on, or else you're screwed. You're gonna lose it in the ocean. But this lanyard is supposed to be more durable than the other brands that you see on Amazon. And this hook, as mentioned earlier, is really heavy duty. Even though it's made out of plastic, I was trying to yank the crap out of it. And I'm putting a lot of force into that. Is the camera catching that? Mm-hmm. Like putting a ton of force into that. So this one's still recording. So let's see how waterproof this thing is. I've already dumped it a few times. Just gonna wave it around in there. Lanyard's holding up. Well, look how fast this thing dries. So rather than just opening this up inside, I'm just gonna leave it in there for a few minutes, I guess. Show it in there, probably just flail it around and whatnot. Footage. This would be kind of cool to swim with it and stuff, you know? A bunch of crap on there from the pool. No? 15 minutes later, this phone's still recording. Everything's looking good. So everything's looking good still. I stopped the recording on the phone. So here's the true test. So this phone is definitely not waterproof. So if anything happened to this, we're kind of screwed. But so far, everything looks dry in there. There's nothing in there. My hand's wet, so I'm just gonna wipe that down. But I'll pull the phone out. And everything's dry. It's just cracked. The phone looks good. The phone itself is cracked. My fingers are wet, but everything looks good in there. All right, thumbs up. For those interested, I'll leave a link down below, but I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Feel free to check out these others, and if you really liked hanging out with me today, consider subscribing. Lastly, for those who want to support the channel just a bit more, check out that join button down below to learn more about my channel memberships, and maybe you'll see your name at the beginning or end of my next video. See you all soon. Bye.